Live coverage of this Swimming New Zealand event is proudly brought to you by Aon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Day 5 final session of the 2019 Aon New Zealand Open Championships. We kick off tonight's session with the 6x50 metre Masters Club Relay, and tonight we have 4 local clubs taking part. In lane 3, the Newmarket Masters. In lane 4, we have the Northshore Masters. Lane 5, the Roskill Masters. And lane 6, the Waitakere City Masters. Hand over now to the starters. So away we go. In lane 3 is Keith Stevens from Newmarket Masters, Kathy Breed from Northshore in 4, Chris Heaps from Roskill Masters in 5, Dermot Smith from Waitakere City Masters in lane 6. And away they go, and I start there by Chris Heaps from Roskill, giving the team a good start. And Roskill Masters, based in Mount Roskill, Auckland, with over 60 members. And Roskill Masters is one of the largest masters swimming clubs in New Zealand. The members ranging in age from 20 to 80, all from ex-Olympians to just people that want to keep fit and have fun. And then looking back, second place at the moment is lane 4, the Northshore Masters, first formed. The official start in 1988, and we go 250s down now. Roskill Masters leading, Northshore Masters into the water. We have Nicola Clement for Northshore. We have Roberto Matintim for Roskill. And for Waitakere, we have Peter Jameson. And in lane 3, Caroline Guy for Newmarket Masters. So the Newmarket Masters first formed in 1988. Their club's based at the Tepid Bars. And it's known as TOGS, Tepid Old Guys and Girls Swimmers Masters Swimming Club. So quite a cool name, the TOGS. Monique Radal is part of the inaugural club committee for Newmarket Masters, and she represented the Olympics in 1976. Northshore Masters in lane 4, coming down with 250s to go. This is Russell Jones, and on the outside this is Michelle Lockhart for Roskill, who hits the wall. 250s to go. Roskill versus Northshore, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting close, half a body length in it. Nina Veal for Roskill, Alicia Keeler for Northshore. A battle on for 3rd and 4th as well, with Marie Herber for Waitakere and Sophie Browett for Newmarket Masters in lane 3. Now, Northshore Masters formed in 1981, has grown to be one of the largest clubs in New Zealand. They swim on Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Sunday mornings at the National Aquatic Centre right here. And they cater for all skill levels, competitive masters, ocean swimmers, and those just wishing to keep fit. And also the Waitakere Masters, they train 4 times a week under the watchful eye of Simon Main, and we come into the finish. Roskill's going to take it out. Give him a big round of applause. This is Michael McKillop who takes it out. Janusz Korinsky comes in for Northshore, and Newmarket Masters are going to hold out for 3rd. This is Ryan Sanders and Eduardo Colli coming through. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The Masters Club Relay. Welcome everyone, Day 5, final session of the Aon New Zealand Open Championships, here with a legend. We've had so many legends this week, but yet another one, Moss Burmester. Great to have you with us.
Thanks, Scotty, good to be here.
Now, Moss, you've had so many amazing wins and international meets attended over your career, two-time Olympian, Commonwealth Games gold medalist and Olympic bronze medalist. There must be hard to pick a pinnacle of your career, but tell us in terms of, we've asked all of the swimmers that have joined me this week, but in terms of your pinnacle moment, what was it for you?
It was actually after I received my gold medal at Com Games, and I was getting off the dais to do the lap of honour, and I looked up and all the boys who had their shirts off and ripped out this most amazing haka, and it was just really, I think, because of the team that we had and the culture that we had in the team.
Fantastic. Look, now retired and still very much involved with the water, and I see so many photos of you more underwater than above it. But tell us a little bit about what you're getting up to these days.
Yeah, I've always, I learned to swim because I was always in the water, and so I've got into spearfishing a fair bit, speared New Zealand's first and only black marlin. Also I think I can claim to be the world's deepest Olympian in freediving. So I've been to 52 metres and I've got a breath hold of 6 minutes. And then since then kind of picked up the multi-sport stuff a little bit, so I did coast to coast earlier this year.
Well, keeping busy, keeping fit, so you could probably jump in tonight. Let's get to the program now for the final session. We kick off with the 100 metre freestyle multi-class, followed by the able-body men's 100 freestyle. Daniel Hunter in the middle of the pool, Michael Pickett out with sickness, and Tyron Henry hoping for a New Zealand age group record. The women's 100 metre freestyle multi-class is next. Can Sophie Pascoe get another world record? Women's 100 metre freestyle, Jessie Edwards versus Erica Fairweather in the middle of the pool. And then the men's 200 metre butterfly. You've had so much experience of this one, but what's one piece of advice you can give the 8 swimmers in this final tonight?
It's going to be carrying that momentum off the walls. Yeah, you've got to generate, from the underwater, but also really clean breakouts and fly. 200 fly is not easy, it's a hard race.
I think we all know that, Moss. It certainly is, but some good advice there. We then move to the 800 metres freestyle. Eve Thomas in there with Emma Robinson. Then to the Legends Relay, where we're bringing in a fantastic bunch of swimmers from yesteryear, I think we could probably say, who have been very good in the past, raising money for the swimming alumni. And then the second half, the men's 100 metre breaststroke multi-class and men's 100 breaststroke, Julian Layton versus the visitor from Fiji. The women's 100 breaststroke multi-class, and then the women's 100 breaststroke with Melissa Cowan, hoping to get an age group record there, and finishing up with the men's 1500 metre freestyle. Zach Reed there, hoping for a development qualifying time or open qualifying time. And we finish with the relays. A big program tonight. It's going to be exciting. Great to have you with us, Moss. Let's get underway. Please join me in welcoming our officials for this evening's session. Our referees for this evening's finals are, for the men's events, Christine Casson. For the women's events, Gavin Ion. Our starters for this evening's finals are, for the men's events, Jackie Forsyth. And for the women's events, Alan Hale. The technical director for these championships is Leslie Huckins from Canterbury West Coast. Thank you, officials. Please be seated. We now hand over to the technical director and starters to get us underway with this evening's finals. Please welcome the first final of this evening's session, event number 121, the men's 100 metres freestyle multi-class. In lane 1 from Napier Aquahawks, Lance Dusto. In lane 2 from Selwyn Swim Club, Kellan Edwards. In lane 3 from Blenheim Swimming Club, Jack Bugler. In lane 4 from Fairfield Swimming Club, Jessie Reynolds. In lane 5 from Mount Eden Swimming, David Beck. In lane 6 from Selwyn Swim Club, Kellan Edwards. Lane 7 from Wanaka Swimming Club, Hamish Mclean. In lane 8 from Coast Swimming Club, Harry Randall. So away we go with the first final this evening, the men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class, and Jessie Reynolds in lane 4. He's had a wonderful meet so far, as has Kellan Edwards, who's qualified. So a few qualifiers in this event, and all looking for PBs in their class. And I guess that's one of the things different here, Moss, is that these swimmers are racing against themselves in their own class.
Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody's just, that's what they're trying to do, right, is their personal best swims. So these guys are exactly the same. Obviously the classing is quite different, but they're still out there absolutely going for it, trying to get their best time.
They are indeed in the middle of the pool, lane 4, Jessie Reynolds, and in lane 5 is David Beck. Fierce competitors, these two, only 1 second, half a second separating them in their seed time. And we're coming through to the wall. Jessie Reynolds holds the lead by a body length. Looking for a good time under the minute, hopefully. Here we go, they go to the wall. 59.76. A good improvement on the heat time, or the seed time. And of course we'll wait. The board in the facility here is showing the order in which these swimmers touch the wall, and then a calculation will be made to determine the winner for the multi-class event. And so still in order of touching the wall. It'll change shortly. And it was Jessie Reynolds who wins it, 59.76. He's on his way up. 3 or 4 times we've interviewed Jessie. Good on you, Jessie. Well done. Probably 3rd or 4th title this meet. You're on great form. How do you rate that one?
Yeah, it was really good. Really just wanted to break that minute again. Only the second time I've been under it, so yeah, really happy.
PB for you, just off?
0.05 or something like that. But yeah, right on it.
Oh, good stuff. Well, any more races this evening for you?
No, that's it. I'm out.
He's out. He's in the warm down pool. He's going to relax. Good on you, Jessie. Give him a big round of applause. On the pool deck now is the B final of the men's 100 metres freestyle. The B final of the men's 100 metres freestyle in lane 1 from Capital Swim Club, Thomas Wilson. Lane 2 from Matamata Swim Club, Matt Hyde. In lane 3 from Hawaiian Swimming, Okai Lalakis. In lane 4 from Aquablades New Plymouth Swimming, Joshua Brown. In lane 5 from Wharanui Swim Club, Christopher Elson. Lane 6 from Aquagym Swimming Club, Sam McKenzie. Lane 7 from Aquagym Swimming, Lane Stone. And lane 8, Luke Mitchell from St Peters. And looking at the times on the wall, it was the Hawaiian who goes through first. Moss, what do you reckon they've got to do in the final 25?
That last 25 is the bit where it really hurts, so it's got to make sure you haven't gone out too quick, but you still got that last little bit to bring it home.
The Hawaiian's right in front, but lane 4 coming back, Joshua Brown from Aquablades. I think he snatched this. He has indeed. The Kiwi takes it off the Hawaiian in 51.26. So some nice improvements there from this morning's heats. Please welcome to the pool deck the blue ribbon event, the A final of the men's 100 metres freestyle. In lane 1 from Howick Pakaranga, Bailey Main. In lane 2 from Howick Pakaranga, Corey Main. In lane 3 from Matamata Swim Club, Matthew Stanley. In lane 4 from Howick Pakaranga, Daniel Hunter. In lane 5 from Hawera Swimming Club, Carter Swift. In lane 6 from the Philippine Swimming, Luke Gebby. In lane 7 from Howick Pakaranga, Tyrone Henry. In lane 8 from Pukekohe Swimming Club, Andrew Jeffcoat. The men's 100 metre freestyle final, the New Zealand record holder in lane 4, fresh off a New Zealand record in the 50 last night. He's in great form. Daniel Hunter's going to be the one to beat here. Moss, what are they going to do in the second 25?
They've got to make sure they hit that wall really clean and get out of it nice and quick, and then put the hammer back down and build into that second 50.
So they go into the turn now, all important turn. The distance from it, the push off, getting the feet on the wall. Daniel Hunter leads them through in 23.43. He's got a margin by a half a body length, quarter of a body length at the moment. Going strong there in lane 5 is Carter Swift from Hawera Swimming Club. Daniel Hunter holding on at the moment. Lane 2 going strong too, Corey Main. Lane 3, Matthew Stanley is pushing. Daniel Hunter may be fading a little bit, he's going to get there. 49.73. Matthew Stanley also going under the 50. And third place going to Tyrone Henry with a great time out there at 50.1. And a New Zealand age group record for Tyrone Henry. And we'll get a word from Tyrone Henry and Daniel Hunter. So Tyrone, if you could hang over here in a second. Here with Daniel Hunter. Only 24 hours ago we were celebrating a new New Zealand record on the 50, a national title for you tonight. It was close, but you definitely got there pretty easy in the end.
I don't know about easy, but did finish the race, so it was good. But yeah, good competition as always in the 100 free. It's nice to see, even with Sam up in the stands, that we're still getting a good depth in competition, and a lot of people are stepping up. So yeah.
In terms of your preparation, was it aimed more towards the 50, the 100? Where did you come in?
I think I was definitely focusing a bit more on the 100, so I'm a bit disappointed with that race. But I guess that's sport, you know, getting through a long week. 100 on the last day is never easy, so.
Well, congratulations. Give him a good round of applause, the title holder for the men's 100 metres freestyle. And we're now going to bring in Tyron Henry. I watched you at the Aon National Age Group. Tyron, you're a bit disappointed with the performances here, but you've redeemed yourself, 50.1. You must be wrapped.
Yeah, coming off a really negative nags, I managed to turn into a positive, went back to my coach, and yeah, tried to fix it up here, and that's what we did.
It's really paid off. I'm really stoked for you. Congratulations. We move now to the finals of event 122, the women's 100 metre freestyle multi-class. In lane 1 from Coast Swimming Club, Nia Wallace. In lane 2 from Taupō Swimming Club, Siobhan Terry. In lane 3 from Orcas Swimming Club, Jane Fox. In lane 4 from QE2 Swim Club, Sophie Pascoe. In lane 5 from Selwyn Swim Club, Ella Ben. In lane 6 from Howick Pakaranga, Tupo Naufi. In lane 7 from Cambridge Swimming Club, Melissa Donahue. The women's 100 metre freestyle multi-class. Sophie Pascoe in the middle of the pool, looking for a world record tonight. She needs to go, we'll find that time, but she did a heat time or a seed time of 1 minute .61. The world record 1 minute .36. And Moss, a pretty special week for Sophie Pascoe.
Yeah, she's had a huge week, a lot of records, so it'll be interesting to see if she goes it now or not, because it's obviously the end of the week and she's getting tired. So hopefully she gets a nice clean turn there, gets into a rhythm coming out, and can really put the hammer down in that last sort of 10 metres and not die.
Certainly looks like the turnover has increased a little bit here. She had no problem at all swimming with no one else in the pool to her world record last night. So here she comes.
Let's get in behind her now. Again, she's out front. Let's go, Sophie.
Let's go, Sophie. Let's make some noise. Let's see if we can get a world record. 1 minute .32. 1 minute .32. I think she's going to do it easily. She is indeed. 59.78. This girl just keeps getting faster. And we look for the next to the wall. Lane 5 is Ella Ben, 1:11.01, which is an improvement. Lane 3, third to the wall, Tupo Naufi, who comes in 3 seconds under her seed times. Some good times here by the looks of it. And in lane 1, that's Nia Wallace coming in, 1:31, well underneath hers. So I think all of these girls have done a wonderful job. Give them a big clap. Congratulations, Sophie. 4th world record of the week. All in a week's work, right?
Absolutely. The goal tonight was to sub 1 minute. So it was a pretty good feeling to be able to do that tonight in front of everyone.
When you hit the wall at the halfway mark, did you sort of sense you were on track?
I knew I had to have a bit of a street fight with the lane on the way back. So, yeah, it was pretty painful the last 25, but got there.
So positive this meet with 3 or 4 months to go until London. What is the, I'll probably ask you this, but what's the plan? So after this meet, what does it sort of look like?
Look, I think a little bit of a break after this. Reflect on what we've done for this week and, carry on our cross-training that we've been doing leading into Singapore and New Zealand Nationals. So it's obviously paying off.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sophie Pascoe, give her a big round of applause. Another world record in the 100 metres freestyle. Please welcome to the pool deck, event 33, the B final of the women's 100 metres freestyle. The B final of the women's 100 metres freestyle in lane 1 from St Peter's Swimming Club, Danielle Joblin. Lane 2 from Northshore Swimming Club, Summer Osborne. Lane 3 from Enterprise Swim Club, Tyler Fenneau. Lane 4 from Aqua Gym Swimming, Hannah Bates. Lane 5 from Northshore Swimming Club, Andy Quirk. In lane 6 from Jazzy Swim Club, Mania Butler. Lane 7 from Howard Pakaranga, Paige Shendelar Kemp. And lane 8 from Northshore Swimming Club, Zoe Crawford. This is the B final, ladies and gentlemen. Almost a flat line across the field at the moment. Looking at the screen, anyone's got it in lane 3, 4 and 5. That's Hannah Bates, Andy Quirk, Mania Butler. And just starting to come through now, lane 5 is Andy Quirk from North Shore. I think she might have it by a fingernail, but a strong finish here by Tyler Fenneau in lane 3. They go to the wall. And it is Tyler Fenneau indeed, 58.82, just 2/100ths of a second separating the first two. Please welcome to the pool deck the A finalists of the women's 100 metres freestyle. In lane 1 from St Peter's Western, Olivia Collins. In lane 2 from St Peter's Swimming Club, Paige Flynn. In lane 3 from St Paul's Swimming Club, Laura Littlejohn. In lane 4 from Capital Swim Club, Chelsea Edwards. In lane 5 from Neptune Swim Club, Erica Fairweather. In lane 6 from United Swimming Club, Gabrielle Famasili. In lane 7 from Hitatonga Sun Devils, Emma Godwin. And lane 8 from St Peter's Western, Ella Ramsey. The women's A final of the 100 metres freestyle, Chelsea Edwards in 4, Erica Fairweather in 5, both in the 56. Now Moss, what's your take? Erica Fairweather, a longer distance swimmer, does she have the speed?
I'm hoping that it's the end of the meet, so Erica has found that speed going through it. This is in the hundreds where you meet, the sprinters who are out there really quick, whereas you've got sort of the 200 and 400 metre people coming down to that 100. So it's interesting to see this clash where you get those outright sprinters versus the ones with sort of middle distance.
But Gabriella Famasili heads them out first. At the moment, Edwards in 5th, Laura Littlejohn in 8th. This is going to be anyone's, but if Erica Fairweather is anywhere near the wall in the last 10 metres, it's going to be hard to beat her. Gabriella Famasili is ahead at the moment, but can she hold on? Lane 5, Erica Fairweather. Surprise, surprise, she's coming through to win it. Can she do no wrong? Erica Fairweather, 55.74 at 15 years old. Gabriella Famasili coming in second, Chelsea Edwards in third. A bit of a shake-up there in the women's 100 metres freestyle. Well done, Erica. All the way from the longer distance to the shorter distance. I thought you might have to try and make it up on the final 50 with getting that speed, but you had the speed just behind Gabby at the turn and then powered on home. So how do you rate that performance?
I'm pretty happy with it, yeah.
In terms of your speed, do you work on that in training, or is it just, where does it come from?
I definitely have to work on it in training. It's how you get better at it.
Well, that's awesome. Almost, a sweep through the freestyle events. Congratulations. Not far off the New Zealand age group record too. Well done.
Thank you.
We move now to event number 34. Welcome the A finalists of the men's 200 metres butterfly. In lane 1 from QE2 Swim Club, Satori Dobby. In lane 2 from North Canterbury Swim Club, Jeremy Tasker. In lane 3 from Capital Swim Club, Atakura Julian. In lane 4 from Northshore Swimming Club, Wilrick Kutsia. In lane 5 from Evolution Aquatics Tauranga, Lachlan O'Connor. In lane 6 from Capital Swim Club, Joel Crampton. In lane 7 from Wharanui Swim Club, William Campbell. In lane 8 from Howick Pakaranga, Andrew Rattray. So this is the men's 200 metres butterfly A final. The fastest qualifier, Wilrick Kutsia, the only one under 2 minutes this morning. The New Zealand record held by the person sitting next to me, Moss Burmester, in 1:54.15. Moss, a tough event and one with a huge amount of tactics.
Yeah, you've got to swim it in a way that basically you're not going too slow that you're inefficient, you're low in the water, but also you're not going out too quick that you're using up too much energy and it comes to bite you in that very last 50.
Good advice there. Hopefully these swimmers would have heard your advice in the opening sequence there around about the power off the turns and taking the momentum into the 50. At the moment, Wilrick Kutsia looking really comfortable, a body length and a half in front of the rest of the field. He's looking strong, Moss. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a key turn going into this, using the momentum that he generates out of it. He's gone through, what are we splitting there, 55.7, that's a good split. But the key now is that he doesn't drop off too much, but he also doesn't go too hard. And he's got to keep it long. You've got to keep it long.
Keep it long. Let's watch these swimmers keep it long. Wilrick Kutsia looking for a world qualifying mark of 1:56.71. He did 1:59 this morning. He's looking good, but can he hold on? Coaching with the Northshore Swim Club.
This will be a key split, seeing what he roughly splits around. So that's 30 point now, 31. So that's a decent split. He's going to, hopefully he can bring it home and around that 31 mark as well.
Just a bit of fatigue starting to set in for Wilrick Kutsia, but as it is for the rest of the field. And in second place is Lachlan O'Connor. Atakula Julian from Capital is in third. Final 25 now starting to dig in. The pain train, the final 10 metres. Wilrick Kutsia gutsing it here. Let's see what he can produce. 1:58.51. That's a good time for Wilrick. Lachlan O'Connor in second. Atakura Julian in third. Gutsy swims. Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Big smile, big smiles. That's a good sign, Wilrick. Congratulations. I'm going to put it to you. How do you feel?
I'm happy. You know, PB, can't complain. So, yeah, just the work's going well. I'm happy with that, yeah.
Expectations going into this final, expectations on the win, expectations on a time?
Would have been nice to get the qualifying time, but I always can't complain when you get a PB. So, back to the drawing board and see what my coach says where I need to work on and improve. So, yeah.
Some real speed in that first 100, looked fantastic, and just like everyone in the field, really gutsing it in that final 25. You know, how did that final 25 feel here?
It felt horrible, but I could hear everyone and like everyone's cheering me on, so that support was what carried me over a little bit extra, and it was just good to have, you know, everyone behind me, so it was nice.
Oh, you're a great man, good man, and congratulations. We welcome to the pool deck now, event 35, the women's 800 metres freestyle. In lane 1 from Mount Maunganui Swimming Club, Naya Anderson. In lane 2 from Neptune Swim Club, Caitlin Deans. In lane 3 from North Shore Swimming Club, Karina Doyle. In lane 4 from Capital Swim Club, Emma Robinson. In lane 5 from Coast Swimming Club, Eve Thomas. In lane 6 from Phoenix Aquatics, Hayley McIntosh. In lane 7 from Aquablades New Plymouth Swimming, Lucy North. And lane 8 from Capital Swim Club, Ruby Heath. And away we go with the women's 800 metres freestyle, 16 lengths of the pool. And for the spectators, supporters in the National Aquatic Centre here, the numbers on each end of the pool indicate how many laps to go when they reach that wall, as I famously completely forgot about earlier in the week. But we'll try and keep on track. Moss is next to me. He'll be able to tell me how many lengths to go, eh, Moss? Here we go, lap number 1 here. And it is Karina Doyle, the 200 and 400 metre specialist, goes through first. So Moss, talking about a race of 800 metres, very much a race sticking to your game plan initially, at least.
Yeah, distance events are a little bit unique in that obviously you can play the field a little bit more and watch each other, whether or not you're going for the win. But in this race, obviously, these ladies are going to be going, the ones out front are going for a qualifying time, so they won't necessarily be holding back or just trying to win it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The qualifying time of 8:38.56, and Emma Robinson has a seed time faster than that, but of course, she's going to have to perform that this evening. She's going to have strong competition alongside her from Karina Doyle and Eve Thomas. Eve Thomas really looks strong in that 400 metres freestyle. So I think we'll look out for her. And Karina Doyle, of course. Be interesting to see what sort of work she's been doing with the North Shore team. And they go through. Emma Robinson sitting in third at the moment.
If you break the race down, the qualifying time, 8:38, that's basically 103 pace. So these girls went out 62 to start with, and it'll be key now that they sort of start to settle into a good rhythm. They've obviously that last 100, they will probably be going a bit quicker than say the 62 pace as well. But to keep on track, they're going to have to settle into around that probably 63 low mark.
So we look with 200 metres swum. It is Karina Doyle goes through in 2:08. Robinson right there, Eve Thomas not far off in fourth, and Caitlin Deans in third at the moment.
That 100 was roughly a 64.4, so they've just got to pick up the pace slightly, otherwise, or unless with a strong back end, maybe that's what they're planning for the race. But it'll be interesting to see what these next couple of 100 splits are.
So going through the 250 metre mark now, and 11 laps to go. So just looking at the front end of the field now, I think Emma Robinson's in a good position here. She's looking over at Karina Doyle, and We know Emma Robinson has the endurance. She trains in Southport on the Gold Coast and has done for many, many years. And so swimming amongst the competition in Australia, and so many years of experience for Emma Robinson, both in the open water and in the pool. And current coach is Chris Nisbet. She was a 2016 Rio Olympian. She was 16th in the 800 metre freestyle. And highlights was for her the 11th in the 1500 metre freestyle at the 2017 World Championships in Budapest. Her favourite swimmer of all time, no surprises there, Lauren Boyle. And what does she enjoy most about swimming? Emma Robinson says she enjoys the feel when you get into the flow of swimming. So Emma Robinson just has taken the lead now, I believe. She turns first at the 400 metres, 4:21.17. Moss, what do you make of this race at the moment? Halfway through, and really about 5 girls all in it at the moment.
Yeah, so their splits, they're pretty even. The first split was 62, then a 64, 66, and a 65 there, so 105. So they're just picking the pace up a little bit, and they're going to have to keep that going if they want to go near that qualifying mark.
Moss with the pen in the hand, scribbling a whole lot of notes and calculations here. I think he's already worked out who's going to win, but we'll see. And it is about that. It is watching the splits. It's watching who's increasing, who's getting faster. But I think at the moment, it's a bit of a tactical race, but also they want to keep their eye on the prize of the qualifying time of 8:38.56. And look at this. In just 100 metres, the swimmers have are closer together than they were. Karina Doyle looks like she's stroke for stroke for Emma Robinson. Eve Thomas is in a good position too. She tends to come through strongly at the end. On the outside is Hayley McIntosh and Caitlin Deans in 2.
The key with this race too is, with these girls racing each other, if they are going for the qualifying time, that they don't get caught up within each other if they're going a bit slow. So they'll obviously be looking for their coaches. Often the coaches can signal on the side, give them a wave or not. And I remember when I was training with Clive Power and used to do the 1500, if he had his program straight up in the air, that meant I was on target. If he was waving it a little bit over the top of his head, it meant I was just off the mark. And basically, if he was waving it a lot, I needed to really pick it up. And then if he had disappeared from the side of the pool, I knew I was in really trouble.
I was going to say, what happens when the program's down on the floor means you've got to pick it up. So here we go, almost in a line now, unbelievable. We're coming up to the 600 metre mark, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be a race. Eve Thomas, as predicted, is starting to exert a bit of pressure on the field. We know she's got the endurance. Emma Robinson has got some work to do. Karina Doyle looking strong. The lead has changed 3 or 4 times now, and Eve Thomas takes the lead with 200 metres left to swim. Now looking at the time of 6:34. Interesting. What do you reckon, Moss, at this point in the race?
You're just working out their splits. They're probably not going to reach the qualifying time, but obviously the race is on. You could throw a blanket over them at the moment, so it's going to be really interesting where they end up. And I think, at the moment, if Karina Doyle can hang in there, I think she's shown a bit of speed, so it's going to come down to that at the end.
So Eve Thomas and Karina Doyle at the moment. Emma Robinson has fallen off the pace by half a body length at the moment. Can the experience bring her through? Emma Robinson, Eve Thomas from the Coast Swimming Club. The development time is 8:43.75, and Eve Thomas can in fact get that time, so looking for 8:43.75 with 100 metres left to swim. Can Eve Thomas take out the 800 metre freestyle in a pretty top field here? Caitlin Deans in 2, Hayley McIntosh moves into 3rd. Emma Robinson giving it everything with 100 to go. Caitlin Deans in 2 is pushing it. But just look at the stroke rate of Eve Thomas. She's just a master at turning up the notch. And she turns with 50 to go. Moss, this is incredible last 200 from Eve Thomas.
She's going to go really close. We need people to get in behind her. So we've got to see that 6-beat kick come in and exactly what she's doing. The stroke rate's picking up. I reckon she's going to get this.
So coming down with 25 metres left to swim, let's make some noise for Eve Thomas. Let's get her through for a development qualifying time for the World Championships next month. Eve Thomas, 8:37, 8:9. She's going to get under it easy. Here she comes, 8:41.31. Great time. Karina Doyle comes in at 8:45. Emma Robinson in fifth there. Caitlin Deans in second. Hayley McIntosh in third. And coming in lane 1, this is Nia Anderson from Mount Maunganui. In lane 7 is Lucy North from Aqua Blades. Well done, Eve. Congratulations. What a win. You looked so strong in that, well, the whole way through, but the final 200 especially. How do you feel?
Yeah, actually pretty good. I was kind of hoping to get the A time, but I'm pretty happy with the 2-second PB, so.
A qualification all the same, right? You'll be going to the Worlds. Now, a comment from Moss Spermister, it didn't come from me, I'll have to declare that. He said he reckoned you could have gone earlier. You looked so strong with 200. Could you have gone earlier? Was that part of the game plan to put the hammer down at a certain point?
My coach, unfortunately, is going to agree with him. So I'll have to have a look at my splits and see what I did. But I think I timed it reasonably well. Probably could have gone a little bit sooner, but...
A win's a win. Congratulations, Eve. Well done.
The New Zealand Swimming Alumni proudly present the Legends Relay. Brought to you by Northern Arena, Merthyr Pools, Galloway International, Hot Water Heat Pumps, Dougal Swimming, Speedo, Sanford Developments, Mount ITM and Duncan Real Estate, Matamata Maita 10, Superior Shuttles, AJ Hackett Bungee, and McLeod's Cranes.
So we've got a really exciting relay starting very, very soon. A few faces walking past us now, some with a few grey hairs, but they're all looking pretty fit. Melissa Ingram, how are you? We're here for the Legends Relay. It's all in the cause of the New Zealand Swimming Alumni. And the New Zealand Swimming Alumni was started by Don Stanley back in 1989. Don was a life member of Swimming New Zealand and passed last year. And has raised, the alumni has raised and dispersed over $580,000 in the last 30 years, and it's gone to 400 individual recipients. Now, Moss, you've been a recipient of some of that money. It must be fantastic to have the swimming public giving to help you achieve your goals.
Yeah, it's massive because you're at the bottom of the world down here in New Zealand, and to get, I've always said to be the best in the world, you've got to constantly race or train with them. And so to have that little bit of input that helps you get overseas and either find that competition is really key.
Now, saying just the purpose of the New Zealand Swimming Alumni, raising money throughout each year in a number of ways to support budding athletes achieve their international sporting dreams. We know that sponsorship and funding for individual athletes is tough in New Zealand, so we work to support those who are struggling financially to attend international competitions, just like Moss has talked about, to fund their training commitments. Now, the Legends Relay here tonight is a flagship. It's a fundraiser for the alumni. First put together in 2010, and then it had a break, but came back in 2016, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And the relay has raised over $90,000 in its time. It's a big part of the fundraising effort. And all of the swimmers here, whether there have been a past Olympian, a Commonwealth Games, Pan Pacific Games, a World Champ rep, or a former New Zealand champion, or people that just love swimming, they're here to swim tonight, and we've got a fantastic lineup. What names have you seen? What faces have you seen tonight, Moss?
Well, I've seen a lot of familiar faces walking around. I'll tell you what, there is one Aussie out there, Alex, who's filling in for me because I've got a broken shoulder at the moment. So, but you know, we'll let him off the hook, being an Aussie and all. But I think people are either looking really scared, and that's generally most of them, or those who have done a little bit of fitness are actually just smiling about it.
I have seen a few swimmers doing about a week's worth of training to feel better about it. But just looking at, just rolling over some of the important things, ways for you to support the alumni. You can go to nzswimmingalumni.org.nz to view the current recipients and make a donation yourselves, or the Alumni Give a Little page. Go to Give a Little and search Swimming Alumni. So we're going to go back to the commentary desk now. We're going to introduce the teams, and we're going to get underway with the Legends Relay. Now, just before we do, I need to let you know that the relays here have been handicapped, meaning that they will be started at different times, and we will let you know who is starting at what time. So three of the relays will be starting on the gun, the buzzer, and the rest of the teams will start either a few seconds afterwards, and we'll let those teams know what those are, and hopefully the team from Swimming New Zealand will also let those teams know. But Moss, let's go through the teams. We're going to start with lane 1. It is the hot water heat pumps team, and it's filled with some pretty special people. Paul Rosenberg, David van der Star, Brent Foster, Caroline Baddock. Now, Brent Foster, a name in swimming that's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, Fozzie's been around a long time and he hasn't stopped swimming, so I think he'll be pretty strong. Also, Carolyn hasn't been out of the scene for too long, so I think their team will be pretty strong.
In lane 2 is Sanford Developments and the captain, Brett Sanford, who is the owner of Sanford Developments, and Brett himself. I mean, back when he was in his 13 and 14 years, was the fastest man in Australasia, over 50, 100 and 200 free, so absolutely outstanding. Jolie Fenwick in there too, Ryan Coombe, and Helen Leslie, of course, who's is so much a part of this alumni, isn't she?
Yeah, Helen's been driving force behind it for a long time, and Helen used to be my training buddy, so I hope she goes quick tonight.
In lane 3 is the Merthyr Pools team, and that's made up of Stefan Lang, Lara McCambridge, Alexander Gordons, and Anthony Becks. And all of these swimmers are looking forward to taking part, and that's Alexander taking Moss's place. And then we move to the washing machines powered by Dougal's Swimming. That's lane 4. And we've got Ollie Young in there, Seb Young, younger brother, Murray Burden, and Nick Tung. Some real good names in there. And Ollie Young, obviously in the 1998 Perth World Champs. We've got Murray Burden from the Atlanta Olympics in 96. And Nick Tung, of course, was obviously a part of the Commonwealth Games in 94 in the 4x100 freestyle relay. We move to lane number 5. That's the Northern Arena team. John Gatfield, Steve Kent, Mark Saunders and Dean Kent. What a strong team this one's going to be. Don't need to introduce anyone. What do you reckon of that team?
Yeah, they've got their targets on their backs because they've been winning it the last few years, so hopefully someone takes it out. Maybe that last team with the youngs in there might be the dark horses.
I think so. And then we move to lane 6, the McLeod Cranes ITM Mount Maunganui team. Matt Scott, Ellen Quirk, Liz Van Welly and Laura Quilter. And of course Liz Van Welly winning a silver medal at the Manchester Commonwealth Games. Laura Quilter was the 50 metre national champion there, so a few big names in there, and Matt Scott competed in Pampax in Tokyo. Then we move to 7, that's the Matamata Mitre 10 and Superior Shuttles and Duncan Real Estate team. That's Dan Holt, Teresa Stanley, Orinoco Farmasili Prince there, and then Hannah Mclean. So Hannah Mclean, the 2006 Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. Orinoco was the 50 metre New Zealand record holder or champion for a few years. That's a good team. And then lane 8 is the Galloway International Limited team. That's Phillip Ryan. It's Dean Forster, Willie Benson and Samantha Gatfield. So some big names in that one too. And finishing up with lane 9, the Speedo team, is Melissa Ingram, the bronze medalist at the Commonwealth Games in 2006 and still the New Zealand record holder over 200 backstroke. Good old Bob Voss is there too. Daniel Ryan and Daryl follow. So a message for Bobby Voss there, Moss?
Yeah, and I think Bob's been focusing on his work a lot, hasn't been too much training, so just no breathing, Bob, get into there.
Okay, so what's important before we start, and have been hurried up, is lane 1, you're starting 5 seconds behind the start. Lane 2, you're starting 2 seconds behind. Lane 3, you're starting on the buzzer. Lane 4, you're starting 5 seconds behind. Lane 5, you're starting 5 seconds behind. Lane 6, you're starting on the buzzer. Lane 7, you're starting 2 seconds behind. Lane 8, you're starting 5 seconds behind, and lane 9, you're starting on the buzzer. Now, I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after the buzzer, and you go when you hear me call your number. I think we're ready to go. Let's give them a big round of applause, everyone. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a few teams just deciding to be a little bit cheeky there. And away we go. And in lane number 6, this is the McLeod's Cranes team. And it is Laura Quilter, the former New Zealand 50 metre champion, that goes out. But lane 7, that is Orinoco. Ori Prince heads in, the former New Zealand champion 50. He leads them away. Teresa Stanley, I think we've got these in order here. And in lane 8 there is Bob Voss, Bobby Voss in the outside lane. In lane 4, this is Seb Young, and Nick Tung about to go in the middle of the pool. Nick Tung, a former 100 metre freestyle champion. Nick Tung, away he goes, and in lane 1 this is Caroline Baddock. Caroline Baddock versus Nick Tung. Nick Tung, the hovercraft. And look at the speed in lane 5, that's Steve Kent. Steve Kent never seems to slow down, he's ageless. Lane 8, that's Daryl Follows. And Mark Saunders, no, we've got Murray Burden in lane 4. Murray Burden, the 1996 Olympian, in lane 4. It is John Gatfield in lane 4. John Gatfield, the coach of so many great swimmers. And in lane 1 here is Paul Rosenberg. Paul Rosenberg going in. Lane 4 wins it for the washing machines. Northern Arena come in second. Paul Rosenberg brings them in third. So second, I should say. Give them all a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So what a fantastic Legends Relay. Remember, it was all for the New Zealand Swimming alumni. And remember, go to the Alumni Give a Little page, and we'd really invite you, to the viewers at home and the spectators and supporters here, to give a little to the Swimming New Zealand alumni. Search Swimming Alumni at the Give a Little page, or head to Swimming New Zealand Alumni website, nzswimmingalumni.org.nz, to view the current recipients and make a further donation right now. Thank you to all our sponsors of that event, and thanks to all of our swimmers that have come in to take part, to have a 50. Good on you, Paul. We're now going to get into the next part of the evening session. And before we start the medal presentations, the Swimming New Zealand board and selectors would like to announce the head coach for both the 18th FINA World Championships and also the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. The coach is Lars Humer. Let's give Lars a big round of applause. Lars arrived back to his home Dunedin in March last year after spending over 2 decades coaching internationally in Britain and Ireland. Lars served his apprenticeship under Duncan Lang and now using his wealth of experience working to see Dunedin swimming thrive once more. Congratulations, Lars. Give him a big round of applause. We now move to the medal ceremony, brought to you by All Proof Industries, and a big thanks to the Jackson family for their wonderful support of swimming in New Zealand and these championships. I'd like to welcome Moss Burmester, 2-time Olympian, gold and bronze Commonwealth medalist, and Olympic 4th place in that wonderful Turner butterfly. He's going to present the medals this evening. And we're going to be including the trophies for the 100 male and female events and relay shields as well. The first final ceremony will be event number 121, the men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class. And in 3rd place, the bronze medal, Kellan Edwards in 106.3 from Selwyn Swim Club. In the silver medal position in 112.37, Hamish Mclean. And the gold medalist in 59.76, Jessie Reynolds. The next medal ceremony, event 32, the men's 100 metres freestyle. In the bronze medal position in a New Zealand 17-year-old age group record, Tyrone Henry. In the silver medal position in 49.96, Matthew Stanley. And the gold medal in a time of 49.73 from Howick Pakaranga, Daniel Hunter. The winner of the men's 100 metre freestyle is also awarded the Darmst Trophy, first presented in 1990. The next final ceremony is event number 122, the women's 100 metres freestyle multi-class. In third place, the bronze medalist in 1:11.01 is Ella Ben. In the silver medal position in 1 minute 14.42, Tupou Naufi. And the winner in a new world record time of 59.78. Give a big applause, and gold medal winner Sophie Pascoe. The next ceremony is for event 33, the women's 100 metres freestyle. In the bronze medal position in a time of 56.59 from Capital Swim Club, Jessie Edwards. The silver medal position from United Swimming Club in a time of 56.33, Gabrielle Famasili. And the gold medalist in a time of 55.74 from Neptune Swim Club, Erica Fairweather. And Erica will also win the women's 100 metre freestyle South Australian Shield, first presented in 1962. The next ceremony is for event 34, the men's 200 metres butterfly. The bronze medalist in a time of 2 minutes 3.43, Atakura Julian. The silver medalist in 2 minutes 0.67 from Evolution Aquatics Tauranga, Lachlan O'Connor. And the gold medalist in a time of 1:58.51 from Northshore Swimming, Wilrick Kutsia. The next ceremony is event 35, the women's 800 metres freestyle. The bronze medalist in 8:46.63 from Phoenix Aquatics, Hayley McIntosh. In the silver medal position in a time of 8:45.76 from Northshore Swimming Club, Karina Doyle. And winning in a development qualifying time for the world champs from Coast Swimming Club in 8:41.31, Eve Thomas. We now move on to the special awards of the evening. And Moss, if you could just stay where you are for now. And the special awards We start with New Zealand swimmer number 173 is Murray Burden, for first representing New Zealand at the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games. Give him a big round of applause. This is Murray Burden, ladies and gentlemen. And we've also announcing 134, swimmer 134 for first representing New Zealand at the 1988 Seoul Olympic Games, Anthony Becks. And I'm not sure if Anthony is here this evening. So we now, thank you, and well done to Murray Burden. We now invite Brian Tong from the New Zealand Swimming Alumni Board to present the Legends Relay Trophy. The winners of the Legends Relay, with a fantastic name, the Washing Machines, powered by Dougal's Swimming. Give them a big round of applause, and the team made up of Oliver Young, Seb Young, Nick Tung, and Murray Burden. Give them a big clap, everyone. Takes a bit to get the cozzy on again. Brian will also present shortly the Norma Williams Cup for the 2019 Emerging Swimmer of the Year. The zonal winners were announced by the alumni on Tuesday, and they were these swimmers: Gina Galloway, Michael Pickett, Lachlan O'Connor, Thomas Watkins, Erica Fairweather, and Tupo Naufi. If they could make their way down now. No, that's just an announcement, and congratulations. Now, this swimmer has had an absolutely amazing year, and the winner of the 2019 Emerging Swimmer of the Year is Erica Fairweather. Well done to Erica Fairweather. We move now back to the program. Event number 123, the men's 100 metres breaststroke multi-class. Please welcome them to the pool deck. Just waiting on those swimmers to prepare themselves. So in lane 3 will be coming out now is Kalyn Edwards from Selwyn Swimming Club. In lane 4 from Selwyn Swim Club is Kellan Edwards. In lane 5 from Blenheim Swimming Club, Jack Bugler. And in lane 6 from Papakura Swimming Club, Joshua Wilmer. And away we go. Kellan Edwards qualifying for the World Para Championships in London a couple of nights ago, so the pressure's off for him, and hopefully see a good performance here. The 100 metre breaststroke. And Moss, we were talking about, you know, the challenges of holding the water as an able-bodied athlete, but with varying different disabilities here, you know, a challenge for them all to just continue to improve the hold on the water.
Yeah, it must be quite a unique thing for them to have to work out and figure out how to do it. And, you know, I guess in some ways that technical challenge must be, you know, it would be really rewarding when you get it right. And you know, it's just, again, them looking at there and going, how do I go faster? It's the exact same question that we all have when we swim and our coaches have.
That's right, and Cameron Leslie talked about it, and he has some of the biggest challenges of all with his legs and his arms. So he said it's a continual process, and I think that's what the same with these swimmers. Now, Kellan Edwards is going well in the middle of the pool. He had a seed time of 1:23.33. He's got quite a low technique there to the water, but quite efficient there at the front. He's pushing through. He's looking strong. 10 metres to swim, looking for 1:23.33, and he's going to be right near that. He goes to the wall just a fraction, 1:23.60, so a little bit over. And Jack Bugler goes in lane 5. The brother there, Ian Edwards, comes in. And Joshua Wilner fourth to the wall, and we'll look for the board for the final standings. And the different classes there, S14, S8, and 3 S8s. And it was, in fact, I think it's going to be Kellan Edwards. Kellan, well done. I was just saying, when you were swimming with that qualification on Wednesday, I think it was, that must have given you a lot of confidence for the rest of your swims this meet. How did you find that swim?
Yeah, it's been a huge boost just to get that time going. It's just a lot more relaxed, feeling a lot more confident just going into races. It's been a lot easier to hype myself up, so it's definitely helped.
In terms of pushing yourself through to the best performance, you know, do you work a huge amount on the legs with the breaststroke, you know, in terms of that balance between the upper body and lower body?
I tend to mostly focus on the power through the kick, but again, the whole stroke is important. Just getting that power through the arms and the lift, it all comes together quite nicely. So,
well done, Kellan. Congratulations. Final swim for you. All done? All done. Congratulations. Cool. This is the B final of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. The B final of the men's 100 breaststroke, lane 1 from QE2 Swim Club is Zeke Pine, lane 2 from United Swimming Club Max Kennedy Till, lane 3 from Phoenix Aquatics Bailey Wang, lane 4 from Aquablades New Plymouth Swimming Zahn Collins, lane 5 from Howick Pakaranga is Shaquille Vautua, and lane 6 from Howick Pakaranga is Thomas Hewson. Lane 7 from Evolution Aquatics Tauranga is Travis Hudson, and in lane 8 Sungju Kim from North Shore Swimming Club. They head to the wall. It is Bailey Wang first, Shaquille Vautua is second, and Thomas Hewson third. Now Moss, breaststroke, what have we got to do with 25 metres left to swim?
By no means am I a breaststroke expert, but basically it's getting that rating up, but not too high that they're slipping through the water. They've still got to get really good purchase on the water to be able to drive and move forward.
And a really good, in lane 3 here, this is Bailey Wang, he's got a good lead at the moment by a body length over lane 4, Zahn Collins. Bailey Wang goes to the wall, 103.91, and that is a 1.3 second improvement on his heat time. He'll be very happy with that, I'm sure, and a great swim. He's stoked. Please welcome the finalists, the A finalists of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 from Evolution Aquatics Tauranga, Josh Gilbert. In lane 2 from North Shore Swimming Club, Jonathan Rutter. In lane 3 from Capital Swim Club, Elliot London Moore. In lane 4 from Fiji Swimming, Taichi Vakasama. In lane 5 from Heratonga Sun Devils, Julian Layton. In lane 6 from Shanghai Swimming Team, Jiao Hao Gong. In lane 7 from Phoenix Aquatics, Matthew Holder. In lane 8 from Matamata Swimming Club, Josh Pickett. The A final of the men's 100 metre breaststroke. The visitor in the middle of the pool. We've got the Kiwis on the outside. Moss, what are you thinking at this stage?
Again, that clash in the 100 where you get the 200 metre swimmers coming down to the 100 and the straight out sprinters coming up.
So we have Julian Layton in lane 5, won the 200 metre breaststroke. Does he have the front end speed to get enough speed down that first lap? I'm looking at, it'll be very interesting at the 50. And it is lane 8 that goes through first. Josh Pickett, a surprise first lap there, and will be hiding on the outside, Moss.
Yeah, the touch is going to be key. When they come down to, I noticed in that last race, Bailey Wang, he probably unfortunately lost about half a second. So the timing of the touch is going to be really key for this close finish. It'll be these guys starting to look at the wall from now and trying to work out if they need to lengthen their stroke or shorten it.
The visitor might have lost it here. I think it's lane 3 coming through. Elliot London Moore might have this win. Julian Layton coming through. Elliot London Moore wins it for New Zealand. Julian Layton in second. The visitor pushed out to third. And Jonathan Rutter is the third of the Kiwis home. 102.39. Elliot, put it there, mate. I was watching, it was almost a blanket across the field, and you just started to get those fingernails in front with 10 metres to go and held on. A good title. How do you feel?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good, that's good. And talk us through the race. Any sort of expectation going in, any different race plan from your heat this morning?
No, it was a little PB this morning, so just try to do the same, but at night, a little faster.
So a PB again this evening?
Yeah, good one.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. Can't do better than that, a PB and a title. Congratulations. We move now to event 24, the women's 100 metre breaststroke multi-class. In lane 4 from Parnell Swimming, Olivia Upston. And in lane 5 from Walker Swimming Club, Jane Fox. So this is the women's 100 metre breaststroke multi-class, 2 swimmers in the pool, and they've been swimming all week and had a great week. This is Olivia Upston in 4 from Parnell, the 17-year-old, and Jane Fox, the 19-year-old from Walker Swimming Club. 2 different disability classes here, and we talked about those disability classes earlier in the week. From S1 through 10 is a physical disability, S11 through 13 is a sight impairment, and S14 being a mental disability.
Yeah, Jane's had a massive program. I mean, I've been tuning in online, watching the Aon Swimming Nationals from the great coverage of the live streaming, and I've seen her pretty much swimming a couple of events every single night, so Jane must be absolutely exhausted by now.
So through they go, the turn. It is Olivia Upston who goes through 49.26. And Jane Fox through in 57.16. And so a nice technique here in lane 4 by Olivia Upston, and she's got a time that 1:49.07. And let's see what she can come through at. And as we've seen throughout the week, Moss, these swimmers often have to swim on their own. There's no one really close by. Sophie Pascoe's done world records with no one else in the pool.
Yeah, I guess that, some people would say a little bit harder to not having, but I guess these athletes are used to doing that. And at the end of the day, as we said earlier, it's all about doing personal bests and racing yourself and analysing your races and working out those little areas where you can always improve.
That's good, absolutely. And in she comes, Olivia Upston. She touches the wall, 1:47.95, so that's an improvement there. And we look for Jane Fox, who's always a happy girl, and in she comes, and that's 2:01, and that's a good improvement there for Jane Fox as well. Congratulations, ladies. We'll get a quick word. Olivia, congratulations on your win. And Jane, good performance. Well done. You have had such a busy week. So a national title for you, Olivia. Does that feel pretty good?
Yeah, it feels great.
Your technique looked fantastic the whole way through. Was it a good time for you? It looked like it was better than you'd done in the seed time?
Yeah, it's way better than this morning, which I'm really happy with, yeah.
And Jane, you've had a big program. How many events have you done this meet?
7.
7, and which one's your best one?
Yesterday night's one's the 100 free and 150 back.
And so tonight's, how did you think you went tonight? Was it a good one for you?
Probably. I need to talk to my coach.
Well, good work. Let's give them a big round of applause. The 100 metre breaststroke for the multi-class. So congratulations. We'll get on to the next event. Well done, ladies. Move now to the B final of event 37, the women's 100 metre breaststroke finals. In lane 1 from Pirates Swim Team, Lucy Borlas. In lane 2 from North Wave Swim Club, Nellie Clark. In lane 3 from Aqua Gym Swimming Club, Emma Dick. In lane 4 from Jazzy Swim Club, Lucy Gordon. In lane 5 from Jazzy Swim Club, Kaylee Jackson. Lane 6 from Phoenix Aquatics, Rebecca Wilkins. And lane 7 from Coast Swimming Club, Sasha McCormick. Lane 8 from TBBS Central City Swimming, Lucy McKinnon, now Moss. Swimming in the heats in the morning and swimming in the finals at night. Often a bit of a, some would say, get a better performances out of the evening. What do you put that down to?
Yeah, I mean, physically, your body is better geared up to race in the evenings, but also it comes down to a mindset thing. You know, it's the finals, it's time to step up, and so that's where I always found that I could do it. It's just, you know, it was time to step up, so you just did, and it is that simple, really.
And we're looking at the middle of the pool, the two blue caps from Jazzy Swim Club, Lucy Gordon and Kaylee Jackson. It's going to be very, very close. The teammates coming into the final 10 metres. It's going to come down to that touch. Let's see who lines it up the best. In they come. Lane 4, I think it is indeed. Lucy Gordon, 1:14.16, and that's a good time there. She's gone under her seed time, and that's what we want to see. Please welcome the A finalists of the women's 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 from Howick Pakuranga, Phoebe Harris. In lane 2 from United Swimming Club, Michaela Dance. In lane 3 from North Wave Swim Club, Kira Smith. In lane 4 from Capital Swim Club, Bronna Ryan. In lane 5 from Northshore Swimming Club, Melissa Cowan. In lane 6 from Coast Swimming Club, Helena Gasson. In lane 6 from Raumati Swimming Club, Leah Milner. And lane 8 from Kiwi2 Swim Club, Cassie Wright. The A final of the women's 100 metre breaststroke. Into the water, the all-important pull-out, and up they come. The first to surface was lane 8, Cassie Wright. And away we go down. And Moss, who are we looking out for here?
We've got a couple of New Zealand age group records that could be in contention here for Melissa. She needs to go a 1:11.93, and that record's 24 years old. And also Leah, her New Zealand 19-year-old age group record of 1:10.81.
Now the world qualifying mark of 1:07.43 may be out of reach here, but all the same a national title on the line. They go to the wall at the halfway mark. Kira Smith leads 32.76. Now she's put herself in a strong position. We know she's got the back end from the 200 metre breaststroke.
Yeah, Kira Smith's time, I think a PB is 1:09.8. So we want to see her go, hopefully a PB on this, bring it home really strong in the last part.
25 metres left to swim. Kira Smith, and in lane 6 it is Helena Gasson. Helena Gasson looking strong. Kira Smith, Helena Gasson, but coming through in the middle of the pool. Bronner Ryan, Melissa Cowan. It's going to be anyone's at the wall. Bronner Ryan takes it out. New Zealand age group record for Melissa Cowan. Helena Gasson in second. Kira Smith in third. What a swim from the ladies. Wow, Bronner, put it there. 3/100ths of a second in that. It just closed up with five of the your fellow teammates just coming right in. So first thoughts on your win there?
I'm pretty stoked with that. I've had a bit of a rough 6 months with injuries, so to come out with a win and just off my PB, I can't be more happy.
In terms of in breaststroke, often you can see from the peripheral about what was going on. Did you sense how close that was?
Lucky enough for me, your commentating actually was loud enough for me to hear, so I kind of had an idea what was going on.
Well, you must have heard me well. 3/100ths is more than enough to win. Congratulations. And also congratulations to a new New Zealand age group record in that field as well for Melissa Cowan. Please welcome to the floor the final of the men's 1500 metres freestyle. In lane 1 from Raumati Swimming Club, Bronson Lloyd. In lane 2 from Aqua Gym Swimming Club, Louis Clark. In lane 3 from Jessie Swim Club, Quinton Hurley. In lane 4 from Aqua Blades New Plymouth Swimming, Zach Reed. In lane 5 from Shanghai Swimming Team, Zhao Wang. In lane 6 from Swim Rotorua, Paddy Bayliss. In lane 7 from Swim Timaru, Riley Taylor. And lane 8 from Capital Swim Club, Phoenix Douglas. And away we go in the men's 1500 metre freestyle, the longest event on the program in the pool, and it is 30 lengths of the pool. A very tactical race indeed. We talked about it with the women's 800 metres earlier. And Moss, you were talking to me earlier about some of the coaches that you've swum with or under that have had some high calibre 1500 metre swimmers.
Yeah. My coach Clive Power, as I was developing in my early days, he thought it was good for me. It made me tough to swim a lot of 1500s. So even though it wasn't my specialist race, I still used to do a few. And I remember I got to train with Dennis Cottrell, who was obviously Grant Hackett's coach. I also got to train with a guy called Larson Jensen, American swimmer, who was, and his coach Bill Rose. And Larson Jensen went, I think, 14:41 long course at the Olympics. He was medalled at the Olympics in it. So another very phenomenal 1500 metre swimmer.
So in terms of what those internationally recognised 1500 metre swimmers did. I mean, what is the trick to a real solid 1500 metre freestyle?
It's definitely, you've got to pace it really well. You also got to, have enough in the tank to bring the back end. So that first 100 really is just, it's easy speed. You get in, you off the blocks. You don't have to think about it, and that, the 57 comes through pretty easily. Then you want to settle into, nice, easy rhythm, but not too slow. And I've always believed that for a good 1500, you've got to sort of be able to, from the halfway mark, start to build it.
Yeah, and let's not forget that these swimmers have done hours and hours and kilometres in the pool. What sort of mileage would these swimmers be doing? How many sessions a week would they be doing to be a world-class 1500 metre swimmer?
So they probably weren't doing, say, more than 10 sessions a week, which is most swimmers would do that. But I know from my time sort of training with them and with Clive is that we used to do longer sessions. So you used to do, mileage of sort of anywhere between 7 and 10k really. So some pretty big weeks. And in my younger days, when I was swimming sort of 200 fly, 1500, 400 free, you used to sort of do 70k, 80, 90. We'd go out on camp. You do my biggest week ever was 112k in 1 week. So yeah, you do some pretty big mileage at the end of the day.
I think for the viewers at home listening to Moss Burmester in his day swimming 112 kilometres in 1 week, most runners would be scared of 112 k's in a week, let alone swimming it. But that's what it takes. I mean, swimmers, you look at all the athletes across all the different disciplines, and I think we're probably biased, but a very, very tough sport, and a sport that you've got to put a huge amount of time into. As they go through the 300 metre mark, Zach Reid leads them through 3:01.74, and he's just ahead of the visitor Zhao Wang from Shanghai, and third place Quinton Hurley, who had such a good age groups, hanging about 3 or 4 body lengths back.
Yeah, Zach's looking good. He's looks like he's settling into it. I like his stroke. He's on a nice long stroke. The long distance freestyle events, you can tend to get away with not having the real perfect strokes. I mean, with Larson Jensen, who I talked about earlier, he had a real limp. And again, it's that, maximising your efficiency and your stroke and your speed over the full distance. So often you do tend to see in the long distance swimmers that they do tend to have a bit of a limp or breathe one side only. But the other thing is too, they often have a really strong kick. I remember Larson Jensen used to have a 6-speed kick, and he was one of only 2 swimmers who ever outkicked me. The other one was Michael Phelps.
Probably not a bad thing if you're only getting outkicked by Michael Phelps. So away we go through the 400 metre mark now, 4:03.79 for Zach Reid. So coaches probably scribbling furiously on bits of paper at the moment, having a look at whether Zach is on track.
I've Alex sitting beside me here filled in for me in the relay, and he actually, as I said, he's from Australia. He swam under Dennis Cottrell for a long time, and so obviously Grant Hackett's coach, and got to swim with, you swam with Grant for quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to train with him back in, I guess, before his retirement, and then when he made a little comeback back in 2016 and made the World's 4x2 team as well. So a lot of distance training with Grant, but yeah, it's a very tough race, the 1500.
I could only imagine a training session in the Miami pool on the Gold Coast. It would scare most people to death, I'm sure. As they go through the 500 metre mark, 5:06.03. And a margin just of 0.9 of a second at the moment, and Zach Reid looking over at the visitor Zhao Wang and keeping him in check. And Quinton Hurley just starting to wind it up a little bit. I think that margin's closed, and looking back at lane 1 and 2, we've got Bronson Lloyd, who had a fantastic age groups, the 16-year-old, and Louis Clark also. Some young ones really starting to come through, and I think it's really encouraging, Moss, to not only in this race, but we've seen it throughout the week, that I think Swimming New Zealand's strong at the moment.
Yeah, it's encouraging to see. I was looking at that 100 earlier, the Blue Ribbon event, and just seeing the amount of talent that's coming through. And sort of, you see that, and often in sports, like we had, in New Zealand in rowing and also running, and say, cycling and rugby have been really strong, and it tends to lift the whole game of the whole sport in the country. And so it's good to see that there's some, Dan Hunter and those guys leading the 100. It's bringing that, that depth of that swimming through in those events.
Yeah, and I think, at times probably New Zealand sometimes guilty of, we're so far away from everyone, we're on a bit of a silo down here. But some of these swimmers starting to break that glass ceiling, aren't they? They're starting to recognise, look, there's a world stage I need to get on here. Dan Hunter, a good one. But the 100 metres freestyle, I mean, there was 6 or 7 swimmers going 50 point. Now that's really, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great to see that depth. And that point you made earlier, I've always said often get asked, what's your, some of your points of advice for those swimmers coming through, and I've always said you've got to continually look to see what the best in the world are doing overseas. We are very isolated, and I used to travel a lot to go and get that competition, but I also used to be focused. It's very easy these days to see the top times online, and you can compare and see what they're doing for splits, and actually then work that out with what you need to do in your races and your training sessions to get to that level.
So just looking at Zach Reid at the moment, Moss, he's got the visitor from Shanghai just alongside him. Do you think this is a hindrance, or do you think there's sort of a bit of a teamwork thing going on here?
No, I'm hoping those two guys are pushing themselves. I mean, the last 3 splits have been 63, 62 and a 62.5. So they're holding good times here. I think it'll start to show that around that 800 or 900 metre mark, that's really where it starts to come through. So whoever's done sort of more work, and they can keep holding that pace, so they're going around that 62 mark.
So Moss keeping the splits, we'll keep an eye on those as well. But we have seen that Zach Reid, just like Eve Thomas earlier this evening, really has a moment in the event where she starts to crank it up. And Zach Reid, I think, will do the same here. We saw it in the 800 metres freestyle with him earlier in the week. A real talent, comes from a talented swimming family. We touched on that. Byron Reid, a New Zealand 200 metre breaststroke national record holder or title holder, and also in the freestyle events. And always a big encouragement for his son. So here we go. And good to see these visitors coming over, Moss, isn't it, to come over and get some competition?
Yeah, it is good to see. There's a few the Chinese swimmers here, and also those coming from the Pacific Islands. So it'd be good if we could, as a country, could really encourage them to come here more often. It's interesting, recently Australia too, I think, we used to go look for them for a lot of competition, but they haven't been as strong as they sort of were that long ago, sort of 10 years ago. They've lacking a little bit in that area. Still got some really standout swimmers, but I don't think they have the depth that they used to. So hopefully some of those Pacific Island nations, they decide to come down to New Zealand, not just Australia as well.
Yeah, that's right. They get the old Kiwi hospitality. And here we go through the 900 metre mark now. Just looking at the times, and Moss just scribbling down that last split. We've gone 62.5, 62.4. And just looking at that last one is 62.5. So he's very, very consistent. You look at that. That Zach Reid is swimming within 0.1 of a second difference each 100. Just imagine how hard, how much practice needs to go into that.
Yeah, I remember the Larson Jensen who I talked about earlier, when I got to train with him, he had on his kickboard every single split that he wanted to hit written down on his kickboard. And he used to go out and train and just try to hit those every single time. And when he actually went and raced at the Olympics, it was 14.41. He was in 0.2 of every single split that he had written on his kickboard, so he just ingrained it in his mind. So it's good these guys are going 62s. This will be where it really starts to show, though, is around this one, the 1,000 metre mark.
Yeah, and just an update on Quinton Hurley in lane 3. He's on target at the moment for a New Zealand age group record if he can keep it up. So Quinton Hurley, the 18-year-old, going well in lane 3. And Zach Reid goes through. Just looking at the next split, it was 62.5, 62.4, 62.5. Pressure's on Moss to pump that next one out. 61.5. So a marked improvement there and a speed increase.
Yeah, it looks like he's picked it up. He could just be playing games too with his competition. Trying to think maybe I'll pick this one up a little bit to try to break him, to put a bit of a gap between them. So again, 1,500 is very much can become play those games against each other in a psychological thing.
Yeah, and we've watched in other distance races actually where at certain points in the laps that the swimmers tend to get a little bit of a push on, and maybe it's when they're breathing the other way. But I think this is good. We're looking for a qualifying time of 15:07, which is very, very quick indeed. Nathan Capp holds the New Zealand record at 15:15.5. So in fact, no one has gone faster than 15:15. So it would be remarkable for anyone to get anywhere near the world qualifying mark. And it just shows, Moss, doesn't it, that the quality of the international 1500 metre fields.
Yeah, I remember Daniel Loader used to have the record. It was 15:27. I actually went to a Hamilton meet one day with the aim of breaking it. And it was quite public, and I remember I was on target to about the 1200 metre mark and then I just hit a wall. But I remember it was great because the crowd got on behind me. But it was funny because I ended up going 15:28, so I had the second fastest 1500 time for a while. And I used to get, Nathan Capp is actually my cousin, so I used to give him quite a bit of stick and just say, I was still faster than you, I was still faster than you. It was actually really rewarding when he could come along and say, actually, now I smashed you.
And your first mistake, Moss, was trying to set a record on the Hamilton Tarapa pool, which is the slowest pool, I would say, in the country. So you probably would have rethought that one. So here we go. Zach Reid in the middle of the pool. Quinton Hurley in 3. The visitor, Zhao Wang, in 5. Louis Clark and Bronson Lloyd in lane 1 and 2. Bronson Lloyd going really well from Raumati. He's currently got about a 3 or 4 body length lead over his lane mate Louis Clark. Riley Taylor over in 7, Phoenix Douglas in 8, Paddy Bayliss in 6 from Sumbrotarua, who has lost his cap unfortunately.
Yeah, last split by Zach was 62.6, so he's been holding it. This is where it's going to start to come down to these two battling it.
So coming down to 200 metres to go. We look at the times and we'll have a look at Moss's splits here alongside me. 200 metres left to swim. Should start to see a bit of urgency. 62.5, so straight around that 62.5.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, this pool was a quick pool. You talked about Te Rapa being very slow. As those who swum there or those listening online may not know, but often pools, the deeper they are, the faster they are to a point. And the Te Rapa pool is very shallow, so not a fast pool.
Well, believe it or not, Moss, they've actually raised the sides of the pool and made it deeper. So good on the council. I think that's been done. So, yeah, that's a good thing for Hamilton. And we come through with 125 metres left to swim, and no difference here. Someone's going to have to make a break. Someone's going to have to get the 6-feet kick going. I mean, Zach Reid, I think, has got the national title sewn up, but can he win the race? The bell rings as he turns for home with 100 metres to swim. 14:26.88.
Yeah, so they picked it up a little bit there. It was probably a 61 high. But this is going to be the key, though, and I think he's going to go a PB. He's got a 15:25.6. And he went 14:26.88 through that. So, he's probably going to go, I'd say, 58 in this last 100, if not a little bit quicker.
So here he goes. This is where they leave nothing in the pool. Zach Reid really starting, you can see visually him starting to wind it up. You want to get to the wall with absolutely nothing left to give.
You can see that 6-speed coming in, and that's really key, that kick. Really picking it up, get that, and then they can get that rating up with your arms as well.
And we talked about it earlier. It is about when do you choose to go. Has he left it too late? Can he give it everything in? Zach Reid coming through, looking very strong to finish. Let's give him a big warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1500 metre champion, 15:23.62. So that's a improvement on the seed time. And Quinton Hurley coming in 15:31. Just off
if my maths is right, Zach came home in a 56.8 there, so massive solid last 100 there. Nice work.
So Quinton Hurley about 5 or 6 seconds off that New Zealand age group record held by Zach Reid for the 18-year-olds. And a few swimmers still working their way through the final 100 metres. Paddy Bayliss coming in for Somrotsarua. And let's give a round of applause for our men in the 1500 metres freestyle. We'll hear from Zach Reid very shortly. A long swim, Zach, 15:23, 2-second margin there, a national title. Are you happy with that performance?
Yeah, of course, you can't be disappointed with a title win, so yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Looking at the splits, Moss and I were sort of recording, it was 62-4, 62-5, 62-6. Was that sort of, you know, that consistency was just beautiful throughout the race. Is that something you've worked on in that event?
Yeah, of course, it's something that me and Sue and Donna have worked on, and doing that in training, trying to replicate it for the racing, so yeah.
That final 100, you just gave it everything. I think you probably headed down to a 58, 57. We talked about it earlier. That time to go with 100 to go, how did you think that went? Do you think you could have gone earlier?
Oh, I could have gone earlier, but it would have hurt a little bit more, and I was just making sure I had control of the race and knew when to go and knew when my competitors were going to go, so.
Well, you've had a fantastic week, Zach. Some great swims. Congratulations. We move now to event 39, the women's 4x100 metres freestyle relay. In lane 1 is the Howick Pakaranga A team. In lane 2 is the Northshore Swimming Club B team. In lane 3 is the St Paul Swimming Club A team. In lane 4 is the St Peters Western A team. In lane 5 is the Northshore Swimming Club A team. In lane 6 is St Peters Swimming Club A team. And lane 7 is the Aqua Blades New Plymouth Swimming A team. So this is the 4x200 metre freestyle relay for women. Now we could see some fast opening hundreds, a few people wanting to get some times perhaps. Now for the viewers at home and here in the National Aquatic Centre, the first swimmers can in fact get a registered time. They've started on the gun, they finish at the wall. So we're looking at a time of 1. So looking for those 100 metre times, they turn at the 50, 27.44. And the swimmers line up. Now, Moss, how important are the changeovers in a 4x100 metre?
Yeah, I mean, this is a sprint event, and so they allow for 0.65 in those reload changeovers. So and you can actually go negative 0.03. So you can get a maximum of 0.68 if you really wanted to.
Wow, that's incredible. And that actually means that the swing is happening well before the swimmer hits the wall. As long as your toes are on the block when the swimmer's fingers hit the wall, you've got a clean turnover. So here we go, lane 5. This is the North Shore Swimming Club A. This is Andy Quirk. St. Peter's Western in lane 4, Mia Collins. Kelly Lewis from St. Paul's in 3. Going well out there in lane 6 is St. Peter's Paige Flynn. Some good pace going on here in lane 5. This is Andy Quirk. Gina Galloway lining up on the blocks. Katie Strawn, Sarah Miller, Eve McCormack and Chloe Seaman in the middle of the pool. Looking for a good clean changeover as we go into the third 100. Away they go. Gina Galloway, who's had a great meet. A couple of titles to her name in lane 5. Now the team dynamic, I talked about it with John Steele last night, but you've probably been in many relays over the years, Moss. How does it change your approach, your feeling to the swims?
Yeah, often you have the fastest swimmer last and your second fastest swimmer first, or someone who gets off the block really, really quick. So that's obviously key. And then because those swimmers in between, they can anticipate the swimmer coming in and therefore that, when they need to go.
So this is Gina Galloway in lane 5, leads the race. Katie Strawn from St. Peter's Western in 4. In lane 6 we have Eve McCormack from St. Peter's Swimming Club. And lane 2 here, this is the North Shore Swimming Club B, Chloe Seaman. Away we go, the final 100. Can North Shore A hold on? St. Peter's Western, the visitors. Ella Ramsey, Laura Littlejohn. For St. Paul's. North Shore Swimming is Summer Osborne.
Just a little tidbit of information. I mentioned earlier that they allow for negative 0.03. The reason for that is that time difference between touching the touch pad and the weight pad underneath the blocks. That's what they allow for.
So the reaction, the pressure pads on the block, no one can cheat. And this is going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. Summer Osborne versus the visitor, Ella Ramsey. Ella Ramsey storming home for the visitors. I think she's going to get her. Ella Ramsey coming in for St. Peter's Western. She's going to get there, I think. She has indeed. The visitors win by 0.2 of a second. North Shore is second. And third goes to lane 3, St. Paul's Swimming Club. Well done to all of the ladies. Well done to all of the ladies in the relay. We'll get straight into the next final of this evening. And then into our final medal ceremony and the naming of our World Champ qualifiers. Please welcome to the floor the final event of the Aon New Zealand Open Championships 2019. Event number 40, the men's 4x100 metre freestyle relay. In lane 1 from Coast Swimming Club, this is the A team. In lane 3 is Northshore Swimming Club B. In lane 4 is Howick Pakaranga A. In lane 5 is Northshore Swimming Club A. In lane 6 is Howick Pakaranga B. And lane 7 is United Swimming Club A. The men's 4x100 metre freestyle relay, and the teams don't get much stacked than the Howick Pakaranga team, starting with the New Zealand age group record holder Tyrone Henry, and finishing with New Zealand's fastest man Daniel Hunter. The main brothers in the middle, I think it's going to be one-way traffic, but we'll see. Lane 4, Howick Pakaranga, Tyrone Henry goes through 24.06. Let's see if he can break his own New Zealand age group record. Let's make some noise for Tyrone Henry. Can we see a 50.1 or quicker? Tyrone Henry coming through hopefully for a New Zealand age group record. He's miles ahead. He does. I think he's matched it or beaten it. Away they go, and it is, who have we got here? Corey Main in the middle of the pool. Lane 5 is Bradley Ashby. Bradley Ashby in lane 5. Lane 3 is Samuel Potching for Northshore Swimming Club B.
Just an interesting piece of information. At the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, Cameron Gibson was doing the freestyle leg, and he swam a 47.00, one of the fastest freestyle splits ever. He brought it home for that team.
That's incredible. Now that is what a relay can do. The team, the culture, and in we come. The turns and their changeovers, very important. And in goes the brother. This is Bailey Main, the younger brother of Corey Main, and a very, very nice high turnover. Beautiful freestyle sprint stroke here. And in lane 5 for Northshore Swimming, this is Callum Prime. In lane 3 for Northshore Swimming Club B, we have Sungju Kim. This is Bailey Main, ladies and gentlemen, in the middle of the pool. He's storming away. A 6-second margin in the seed time. I think they're well over that. New Zealand's fastest man about to hit the water. Daniel Hunter goes in. Let's see what he can do. And we'll get Moss to get the split as well. 2:30.98 was the split. No pressure for Daniel Hunter to win this for his team, but let's see what he can wind up to do. The final swimmer for North Shore is Wilrick Kutsia on lane 5, Blair Helms on lane 3.
Some very solid swims there. Corey Main went 50.5 roughly, and Bailey Main went around 50.2, so it'll be interesting to see what Daniel Hunter.
Now get this, Tyrone Henry has broken his New Zealand age group record again by 1/100th of a second. Daniel Hunter coming in to finish the meet. The Aon New Zealand Open Championships. We're going to tell you the split, but he's easily got the win. 2:20.81. A 50.01 there for Daniel Hunter. Wilrick Kutsia comes in, brings North Shore A in for second, North Shore B for third. The Howick Pakaranga Team B come in fourth. United in fifth, and it is the Coast Swimming team that rounds out the top 6. Well done to you, gentlemen. Now, if you didn't hear it, Tyrone Henry broke again his New Zealand age group record with 1/100th of a second in the beginning stages of that relay. Thank you to the technical officials of this evening's session. We now ask you you can leave the pool deck now, but we want to do the biggest applause of the whole week to thank our amazing volunteers, the officials that have been here for 10 sessions. Thank you so much. The meet, of course, certainly couldn't run without you, and we thank you for your time and enthusiasm for the week. We're not far away from the final medal ceremony and then into the announcements of the teams. I'd like to welcome Brent Layton, the Swimming New Zealand convener of selectors, to present our final lot of medals this evening. If the athletes that have gained qualifications on the World Championships team, please meet down near the starters end of the pool now to see Amanda White. Thank you. We start with the medal ceremony for the men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class. Let's bring them out. We'll just announce a disqualification from event number 40, heat 1, lane 7. The bronze medalist for event 121, the men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class, in a time of 1:06:30, Kellan Edwards. The silver medal from Wanaka Swimming Club, Hamish Mclean. And the gold medal in a time of 59:76 from Fairfield Swimming Club, Jessie Reynolds. The next medal ceremony is for event 32, the men's 100 metres freestyle. Sorry, excuse me, it is the breaststroke. Just a small delay, we're just confirming the results, so please relax at ease. Thank you, of course, to our main meet sponsor, Aon Insurance, have been a wonderful partner of this event, also to Teamline, to R-Line as well, Electrolyte, to All Proof Industries presenting the awards this evening. So now we resume the event 36, the men's 100 metres breaststroke. The bronze medalist in 1:02:85, Jonathan Rutter. The visitor bronze in 102.62, Taichi Vakasama from Fiji. In the silver medal in 102.55 from Heretatonga Sun Devils, Julian Layton. And the gold medal in 102.39 from Capital Swim Club, Elliot London Moore. We move now to event 124, the women's 100 metres breaststroke multi-class. The silver medalist in a time of 2:01.22 from Orca Swimming Club, Jane Fox. And the gold medalist in 1:47.95 from Parnell Swimming, Olivia Upston. Move now to event number 37, the women's 100 metres breaststroke. And the bronze medalist in 1:10.98, Kira Smith. The silver medalist in 1:10.97 from Coast Swimming Club, Helena Gasson. And winning the event by just 3/100ths of a second, a great time of 1:10.94, Capital Swim Club's Bronner Ryan. We move now to event 38, the men's 1500 metres freestyle. The bronze medal position for the Kiwis in 15:58, Bronson Lloyd from Raumati Swimming Club. The silver medalist in 15:31.85, Quinton Hurley. The visitor silver medal in 15:25.69 from Shanghai swimming team, Zhao Wang. And winning the national title in 15:23.62 from Aquablades New Plymouth Swimming, Zach Reed. We move now to event 39, the medal ceremony for the women's 4x100 metre freestyle relay. The bronze medal winning team, they're coming out. And while they're coming out, we want to say a big thank you to Moss Burmester for commentating with me tonight, for being a part of the action. It's been great to have you here, Moss.
Yeah, thank you, Scotty. It's been a real honour, and I've really enjoyed it. And first time commentary, so I hope it's all right. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the future of swimming going forward.
Well, you've got a natural talent in it. Hopefully see you again. Well done. Thank you to Moss Burmester. We go through to the bronze medal position for the 4x100 metre women's freestyle relay in 3:58.42. St Peter's Swimming Club A. The silver medalists from St Paul's Swimming Club in 3:58.27. And just going through the bronze team, that is Danielle Joblin, Paige Flynn, Eve McCormack and Bianca Donnelly. And the medalists now in silver, Peyton Tafano, Kelly Lewis, Sarah Miller and Laura Littlejohn. The visitor gold, the New Zealand gold, the title, Northshore Swimming Club A in 3:52.80. And that is Karina Doyle, Andy Quirk, Gina Galloway and Summer Osborne. And the visitor gold is the St Peter's Western team, 3:52.59. Olivia Collins, Maya Collins, Katie Strawn and Ella Ramsey. And we've got the trophies for the relay shields, so the male and female relay shields. So the winner of the women's 100 freestyle relay 4x100 is also awarded the women's Stalag Shield. So congratulations. To the North Shore team, I assume. We move now to the final medal ceremony for this evening's and final session. Event number 40, the men's 4x100 metre freestyle relay. Let's bring them onto the floor. Bit of a traffic jam at the dais there. The 4x100 metre men's freestyle relay in the bronze medal. Well, we'll just wait till we've got everyone up there. Well done to the ladies, winning the various different shields, and some been around for 30 or 40, 50 years. So very, very precious. And something to be really cherished. And we go now to the third place, Northshore Swimming Club B, with Chris Dawson, Cameron Gray, Samuel Potching and Sungju Kim. In time of 3:31.96. The silver medalists, North Shore Swimming Club A, Jonathan Rutter, Bradley Ashby, Callum Prime and Wilrick Cassia. And the gold medalists from Howick Pakaranga A is Tyrone Henry, Corey Main, Bailey Main and Daniel Hunter, which will be standing up very shortly to get their medals. And just a little bit of information, the split times and also the men's Stalag Shield is awarded to Hauek Pakaranga for winning the men's 4x100 metre freestyle relay as well, and those awards are being given out now. But the splits of the Hauek Pakaranga team, listen to these. 50.1 Tyrone Henry. We had 50.5 for Bailey, for Corey Main, 50.2 for Bailey Main, and 50.0 for Daniel Hunter. So very, very close indeed. Give a round of applause for the 4x100 metre men's freestyle relay. These are the first of three. Well done, photos taken. We now move to the top club. The top club of the Aon New Zealand Open Championships is Northshore Swimming Club. And I think some of the members, representatives of Northshore Swimming Club are coming up to take the top club award, presented by Brent Layton, the Swimming New Zealand convener of selectors, and also the other selectors here tonight, Phillip Rush and Nick Tung. We move now to the Yoldhurst Shield for the top region at the Opens, and the winner of the top region is Swimming Auckland. And representatives of the Auckland region will accept the Yoldhurst Shield. We're going to have to get some more help because we are now going to give the Freiburg Shield for the top region from Opens and age groups is also Swimming Auckland. These girls taking home some silverware on behalf of Swimming Auckland and North Shore Swimming. The Freiburg Shield will be taken by Bradley Ashby on behalf of the Swimming Auckland. Well done, Swimming Auckland and the swimmers in the Auckland region. So well done to Swimming Auckland. We now move to the Harold Petit Trophy for the most FINA points at Opens. And we have joint winners both on 873 FINA points. And it goes to Lewis Clarebert for his 400 individual medley and Ali Gallia for her 200 metres backstroke. So Lewis Clarebert and Ali Gallia coming through to accept joint possession of the Harold Petit Trophy. Well done to Lewis and Ali. Now to the very, very important part of this evening's session. The naming of the Para World Championship team. Paralympics New Zealand is pleased to announce the para swimmers selected to compete at the World Para Swimming Championships in London from 9 to 15 September this year. Thank you to the selectors Malcolm Hume and Clive Power, and to Fiona Allen, Chief Executive of Paralympics New Zealand, who will congratulate the para swimmers as they are announced. In alphabetical order by surname, Chris Arbuthnot from Icebreaker Aquatics coach Simon Main. The next athlete has been selected is Kellan Edwards from Selwyn Swim Club coach Ben Close. The next athlete is Cameron Leslie from Whangarei Amateur Swim Club coach Simon Main. The next athlete is Hamish Mclean from Wanaka Swim Club coach Rolly Crichton. The next athlete is Tupo Naufi from Howick Pakaranga Swim Club coach Sheldon Kemp. The next athlete, Sophie Pascoe from QE2 Swim Club coach Rolly Crichton. The next and the final swimmer on the team for the Paralympics, the Para Swimming World Championships in London, is Jessie Reynolds from Fairfield Swim Club coach Simon Main. Congratulations to all para swimmers and wishing you every success at the 2019 World Para Swimming Championships. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. What a great team, and we're really looking forward to seeing some great performances in September. Now we move to the naming of the World Championships team in South Korea next month. This week has seen some outstanding individual performances and some very competitive races. The level of excitement reached at times has been quite unsurpassed in recent times. Swimming New Zealand is very proud to announce the following swimmers onto the Aqua Blacks team for the 2019 FINA World Championships to be held in Gwangju, South Korea. The swimmers are Lewis Clearbert, Capital Swim Club, coach Gary Hollywood. Ali Gallia, Northshore Swimming, coach Lars Jorgensen. Zach Reed, Aquablades New Plymouth, coach Sue Southgate. Matthew Stanley from Matamata Swimming Club, coach Glenn Baker. Daniel Hunter from Howick Pakaranga Swimming Club, coach Richard Scarce. Erica Fairweather from Neptune Swimming Club, coaches Lars Huma and Kurt Crossland. Bradley Ashby, Northshore Swimming, coach Andy McMillan. Michael Pickett, Northshore Swimming, coach John Gatfield. Eve Thomas from Coast Swimming Club, coach John Gatfield. Chelsea Edwards, Capital Swim Club, coaches Gary Hollywood and Frank Terrell. Karina Doyle, Northshore Swimming, coach Andy McMillan. The team will be led by head coach Lars Hummer from Swim Dunedin. The team coaches will be Gary Hollywood from Capital Swim Club, Sue Southgate from Aquablades New Plymouth, John Gatfield from St Peters Western Queensland, Andy McMillan Northshore Swimming. Please join me in congratulating all the athletes and coaches. So what a spectacular looking World Championship team. A very, very exciting time for swimming in New Zealand, and the organisation has been transformed in the last few years with a fantastic team at the helm, a management team and staff right across the board, the coaches across the country that are doing everything they can to prepare the swimmers to be the best they can. And of course, the supporters, the spectators, the swimmers themselves for really bringing the sport forward. And if you get a chance to thank Swimming New Zealand, what goes behind the scenes you'd never know. So ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed the 2019 Aon New Zealand Open Championships. Thank you so much to Aon Insurance. Some fantastic races throughout the week. World records, New Zealand age group records, qualifications. For more swimming action, be sure to tune in for the New Zealand Secondary School Championships, 12th to 15th September in Hamilton. Thank you very much. My name is Scott Rice, signing off for the Aon New Zealand Open Championships 2019.
Live coverage of this Swimming New Zealand event is proudly brought to you by Aon.